And I read this story of Rainn Jackson. He wasn't in this last year's batch, he was in the years before. And his story really struck a nerve with me. It really touched my heart. And I just kind of like impulsively, I just wrote him an email. I was like, look, I'm Rainn Wilson, I'm one of the biggest actors in the world, international sex symbol, and you should, call upon me to, whatever you need. No, I just wrote him and just said, hey, if there's any way I can help, let me know. And we communicated a couple of times, and in typical Rainn Jackson fashion, occasionally I would get an email from him saying, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna dress up like a homeless guy, and you're gonna go through Beverly Hills knocking on doors asking for money for the children of Haiti, and we'll get a camera crew to follow you around. It's gonna be awesome. And I would be like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, Aaron. Grew up on a golf course. Well, I'm gonna make it partially true. Some of the details might be wrong, but it doesn't matter. He literally grew up on a golf course that his grandfather had built and his stepdad ran and stuff, and he's like a golf pro, and everyone was like, oh, you should become a professional golfer. And he's like, yeah, maybe, whatever. And then he was going to community college to study golf administration. True story. And at the tender age of 22 or so, he went down to Costa Rica and saw poverty for the first time. And he's like, hey, what's the deal with this insane poverty down here in Central America? And this led him to work for some charity organization, a homeless organization. And poverty there on all of its many levels. And the thing that struck him most was the kids with the distended stomachs from intestinal parasites. And he's like, well, what is it? What are these things? And you can tell us much better, and he's like, well, it costs that much money, and he just immediately gave all the money he had to giving medication to the kids, and tracked down the best possible way to treat this terrible blight that goes across Haiti, and then he started a couple of orphanages. Aaron has 4 orphanages in Haiti that he personally runs. He has an orphanage in Ecuador for teenagers that are addicted to sniffing glue, and he has a center in Cambodia as well. And he's currently raising whatever the money it takes to get rid of the intestinal parasites from every single child in Haiti, and that's essentially why we're here today. In southern Florida, on a golf course, sees suffering, and then turns to devoting his life to helping others and to serving others. And one story about this is that he realized that it was going to cost $1,000 a year to run one of his orphanages, and he just simply didn't have the money and he couldn't do it. So what he did is he was working for a homeless organization in southern Florida, and he gave up his apartment and he moved into the homeless shelter. And for 4 years, Aaron lived in a room, in the same room that was also donated by the homeless organization as his planting piece offices. That was his office, and his living abode was a homeless shelter, so that he could take the money that he would normally put toward rent and put that towards his orphanage. I hope that we all can in some way look at the nature of Aaron's sacrifice and what he's done to be of service to the world, and maybe just ask you to just take a few seconds at this time and think about, okay, besides making a donation, which is awesome, is there a way that we can in our lives make some kind of commitment on some kind of basis, whether it's even a couple hours a month, to make some kind of sacrifice, be it material or of your time, to help make the world a better place. And this is really the message that resonated so clearly in my heart when I heard about Aaron and I heard his story. And so I make that plea to you guys today. Without further ado, let's meet the man, Rainn Jackson.
I asked my friend, I was like, why do all the kids have extended bellies? What's causing that? And he said it's worms or, you know, parasites that are making the belly extend, and I just couldn't fathom that. You know, I've never heard of that. And I said, well, how much does it cost to treat one kid? And he said about $20 US. And at that particular time, this is when I first started my charity, we were just dead broke. We were actually so broke in the countryside that we had to hitchhike it back in so I could catch my flight out into back to Miami. And that night I was going through my pants pockets and I found $20 US. Probably because I didn't do my laundry in forever, but you know. But I took that $20 and I said, I'm going to act like I've never found this, you know, never saw this money before. So I chose a kid to deworm, and then as I was leaving, the mother of a child came up to me and said, my child would have passed away if you didn't deworm him. And it was just like really hit me. I could not fathom, you know, that. So I came back to the States, and you know, being the Google master that I am, I found a great contact, someone that was able to get me the medication for 5 cents a treatment. And so, you know, $20, 5 cents, that's a big difference. And I literally started, you know, probably buying just a couple $100s worth of medication at a time, sticking thousands of treatments in my backpack, and just flying over to Haiti and just distributing them to whoever would be willing to take them. So, you know, and from that, now I think, you know, in this year alone, we'll deworm, in, you know, Haiti, we dewormed 1.7 million people. In Sudan, we're dewormed, or trying to deworm 1 million people right now. We sent the medication over. In Cameroon, we're sending the medication over for 1 million people. Dominican Republic as well, another 1 million people. So it's amazing how it's grown from just, you know, literally hundreds of, you know, a couple thousand treatments of sneaking it in to the actual governments coming to us asking, can you please, you know, bring your stuff here. So I'll explain to you a little bit why deworming is so important in the first place. The average parasite eats up to 20% of a child's nutritional intake a day. I'm sure everyone's seen, you know, late night TV, the kids with the swollen bellies. 300 million people right now in the world suffer from permanent damage from parasites. It's the third largest disease in the world. Around 3 billion people are infected. Even though it's an issue that really no one really knows about or understands or know how easily treatable it is. You know, and the more you learn about deworming, the more conspiratorial that you see it is that no one's actually out there deworming. Gandhi once said, you know, when fighting for a just cause, people tend to pop up. You know, and in this case, you know, Rainn Wilson really stepped up to the plate. Brooke, Mitch, Sean, you know, all these people in my life, you know, that's made this come together, and I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you guys all coming out and supporting this. So, God bless.
I'm sorry.
You're done, Joker. Get out of here. Boo. All right. Little performance art for everybody. Thank you all for coming. I know that this has it's a busy holiday season. A glorious day. You're all very busy with busy schedules, and taking a few hours out to come here today really means a lot. Thanks again so much. Envelopes on your table. You know what to do. There's a website, plantingpeace.org. You can sign up there. Big round of applause for Aaron Jackson. So, have some more food, hang out as long as you want.